The question of human nature has been a profound subject of inquiry across various philosophical and religious traditions. In Islamic thought, particularly in the works of Ibn Arabi, the essence of humanity is deeply explored. Ibn Arabi points to the Quran for the best descriptions of humankind. Quote, "Behold, I am creating a human being from dried clay, made of molded mud. So when I have proportioned him and breathed into him of my spirit, fall down before him prostrating." These Quranic verses highlight the dual nature of humans, being formed from earthly materials yet endowed with a divine spirit, reflecting a unique blend of the physical and the spiritual.
Human existence consists of three fundamental elements: spirit, ruh, body, jism, and soul, nafs. The spirit associated with God in the verse embodies all the traits of reality, such as subtlety, luminosity, and unity.
The body, symbolized by clay, is on the opposite end of the spectrum. It is dark, coarse, and differentiated, characterized by pure receptivity like the earth, but capable of producing actions. The soul, or self, is the child of the marriage between spirit and body, representing their interaction and intersection. This marriage or union results in an infinite range of awareness and expression. Essentially, it is through the union of spirit and body that we come into being as humans. Consequently, our soul is the means by which we identify and shape our sense of self. We inhabit a dualistic reality. On one side, we perceive the physical world through our senses. We observe a person's outward appearance, including their eyes, face, body, and movements. On the other side, there exists an unseen realm of emotions, thoughts, memories, and expectations, the essence of our inner experience with ourselves and others, which remains naturally concealed. Our bodies occupy the visible world, defined by the three dimensions of length, breadth, and height, and are enveloped by the invisible. Our vision is limited to the surface, and no matter how deeply we delve into the earth or how minutely we examine objects, this limitation persists indefinitely. Modern physics excels at identifying ever smaller particles of matter, but these particles remain within the realm of the material. There is no technology capable of observing the invisible directly, as it cannot manifest itself in a tangible form. However, this does not diminish its importance. In fact, invisibility is fundamental. It is the essential characteristic, source, and principle underlying all that we perceive. This unseen dimension holds the key to understanding the true nature of reality, emphasizing that what is invisible is often more significant than what is visible. For Ibn Arabi, it is essential to maintain a balanced view of the spirit, body, and soul. Reducing ourselves to merely the physical aspect, the body, reflects our worldliness and attachment to material things, the clay. Conversely, neglecting the physical in favor of the spirit also disregards our corporeality. In the Hadith Ibn Arabi frequently cites, it is said, God created Adam in his image. This signifies that God endowed humankind with all of his attributes, mirroring the divine nature within each person. While these attributes are scattered and dispersed throughout the cosmos, in humanity they are concentrated and unified. In the cosmos, the divine names and attributes appear differentiated, but in human beings, they are undifferentiated.
The growth of the human soul involves a transformative journey from darkness to light, paralleling a progression from ignorance to knowledge, death to life, weakness to power, etc.
This journey represents the actualization of the divine attributes with which humans were created. These attributes remain latent potentialities until individuals fully develop them. The ultimate goal of this process is for individuals to embody the divine qualities, reflecting their true nature and fulfilling the purpose for which they were created. Quote, God placed between heaven and earth a supraformal conjunction and an attentiveness toward the children, the minerals, plants, and animals, which he desired to bring into existence in the earth. He made the earth like the wife and the heaven like the husband. The heaven casts something of the command that God revealed to it into the earth, just as the man casts water into the woman through intercourse. When the casting takes place, the earth brings out all the strata of the engendered things that God has concealed within it. One of the most profound representations of the duality of body and spirit and their union in the soul is seen in the fact that each of us is born from two parents, not just one. Our father symbolizes the active principle of spirit, while our mother embodies the receptive principle of prime matter.
We, as their children, are product of this union. Ibn Arabi perceives the active spirit as a singular principle that permeates all spirits, referring to it as one father and associating it with the highest spirit.
This notion of spiritual paternity, which is singular and universal, should not be confused with the physical image of a father, which differs from one individual to another. Interestingly, Ibn Arabi connects the fatherhood of the spirit with the motherhood of the body, stating that the highest spirit is his real father in the world above and his phenomenal mother in the world below. Ibn Arabi refers to God as the first father, but in a different context of Christianity. The first all-pervading father is the all-inclusive greatest name, which is followed by all the names. Quote, the spirits are all fathers, while nature is the mother, since nature is the locus of transmutations. When the spirits turn their attention toward the pillars, that is the element which are receptive toward change and transmutation, the children, that is, the minerals, plants, animals, and jinn become manifest in nature. The most perfect of these is the human being. Ibn Arabi provides several examples of this principle. For instance, a speaker acts as a father, a listener as a mother, and their communication as a child. If a person is told to rise and they hear and obey the command, they are fulfilling the role of a mother. However, if they hear but do not respond, they are considered barren or sterile, unable to fulfill proper maternity. Quote, this chapter is distinguished by the mothers. The first of the high fathers is the known. The first of the low mothers is the thingness of the possible non-existent. The first act of union is the intention through the command. And the first child is the existence of the essential reality of the thingness we have mentioned. The passage refers to the Hadith Qudsi. I was a hidden treasure and I love to be known, so I created the world that I might be known. In this regard, the divine I is the known, which is the first father. The hidden treasure, which was buried in non-existence as pure possibility within the divine I, is the thingness or delineation of the possible, which is the first mother. Love is the motive force which commands the possible to come into existence, and the created thing or world is the result, the child. Just as the sexual act is a union of mutual embracing and delight, so the union of God and our possibility through which we are created suffuses us with beauty and divine love. These higher and lower aspects are evident not only on a global scale, where the world emerges from the union of spirit, heaven, and matter, earth, but also in individual beings who come into existence through the union of their parents. For Ibn Arabi, the symbolism of father and mother extends almost infinitely. The symbolism of father, mother, and child holds significant importance for Ibn Arabi. It resonates deeply with every human being's experience, making it easily relatable. This principle of birth from the union of two reaches its zenith in the emergence of humankind. Additionally, Ibn Arabi views humans as the pinnacle of creation and the most apparent symbol of God. Reflecting on the origins of the first human species evokes a sense of awe. Similar to pondering the Big Bang that initiated the universe, asking what came before seems futile. The initial appearance of something, particularly a novel species, represents a revelation from the mysterious realms of the unknown. The profound significance of Adam reverberates whenever a new human life enters the world.
The primordial archetype within humanity is Adam, the first of our species, created without human parents. While some may dismiss Adam's significance by arguing he couldn't have literally existed, this perspective misses the deeper meaning.
Adam serves as a profound symbol, representing the emergence of an entirely new possibility. Adam's story is more than a literal account. It conveys the inception of human potential and the divine attributes inherent in all of us. Spiritually, Adam embodies the primordial presence of God, existing beyond all secondary causation. Actually, as a man, Adam is inherently a maternal figure, giving birth to his own spouse. For Ibn Arabi, Eve's creation from Adam's rib maintains the maternal aspect inherent in Adam's nature. Eve's emergence makes Adam multiple by establishing love between them. This transformation signifies that Adam becomes a paternal figure only after first embodying maternal qualities. Eve, in turn, exemplifies the same primordial maternity by becoming the mother of all living humans. Ibn Arabi highlights that the name Eve, Hawa, is derived from the word for life, Hai, underscoring her vital role in creation. Remarkably, Ibn Arabi so often emphasizes the femininity of the human being and even all creation. Thus, the first man, Adam, displays a triplicity of aspects: Adam alone as the image of God, Adam as a mother bringing forth Eve from within himself, and Adam as a father who, through his relationship with Eve, carries the potential for all humankind. It is ontological fact that the relationship between Adam and Eve, or heaven and earth, or father and mother, or precisely spirit and soul, is indeed the main determinant of all creation. In the relationship between the spirit and soul, the spirit exerts dominance as it channels divine qualities, such as life, knowledge, desire, power, speech, hearing, and sight, into the soul, which in turn receives and manifests these attributes through the body, illustrating the soul's inherent role of acceptance and receptivity to the spirit's influence. Quote, "The spirit fecundates the soul, and the soul gives birth to bodily activities in the visible world. In respect of this relationship, the spirit is frequently called the husband, the soul the wife. When the two of them marry in harmony, like Adam and Eve, they make the earth of the body fruitful and bring about the possibility of the return to the primordial unity from which they arose. Once spirit and soul live in conjugal harmony, each performing the function proper to the relationship, the inward human dimension lives peacefully with the innermost reality, God, and with the outermost reality, the body. If their marriage fails and complementarity is not achieved, they cannot fulfill their proper functions." The original meaning of the name Adam, stemming from Adama, meaning earth or soil, and as a human, humanus, its connection to humus, earth, reflects a foundational quality of reception and maternal essence. Adam is likened to soil, embodying pure receptivity, and at once serving as the source from which all life emerges, much like how a desert blooms after rain. These two aspects, Adam's receptivity and generative potential, are inseparable. At a fundamental level, Adam represents the essence of humanity, devoid of gender, symbolizing the clay into which the divine spirit breathes life. In physical reality, Adam stands as the father of humankind, the original source from which all humanity originates, embodying a profound connection with God and serving as his representative among creation. These fundamental qualities are mirrored in every individual, irrespective of gender, as each person is akin to bare clay in the hands of the Creator and possesses the capacity to reflect God's presence within creation.
Gender polarity emerges as a consequence of this foundational formation. Thank you so much for watching and your generous support. You can help me out monetarily through PayPal or Patreon or Super Thanks. See you next time.